Happy New Year to everybody here on Fog Racing, and with it, we are going to celebrate by ranking the F1 2024 grid on tier list. So, we're going to have five categories: best, great, good, bad, get in the bin. It's pretty self explanatory if you ask me. So, we're going to go from left to right. I believe there's 21. Well, actually, there's more than 21 just due to the fact you've got Colapinto and the big man in there, Liam Lawson. So, we're going to go from left to right, and we are going to go start with George Russell. Now, just to put it out there is only going to be one uh, person in the best category because they are the best. Anyway, George Russell, I'm going to put him in great. A few wins, few pole positions, very good performance by George Russell. He can't really complain too much about his season. Smoked Hamilton across the board in quali. Yeah, the races were a bit closer, but I'll give it to Big Georgie. Right, Carlos Sainz. He did the smooth operator. I'm actually going to put it at great. His head could have very easily have went at the start of this season, finding out the Hamiltons essentially took his drive off him. But I think he dealt with it quite well, the big Carlos Sainz, so we'll put him in there. Up next, Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll is utter shite. It's the bin. It's the bin every day of the week. Up next, we got Kevin Magnussen. I mean, I'm torn between good and bad, but I think he's top of bad. I expected more from him because the Haas was pretty good this year. Right. Up next, we got Yuki Tsunoda. Pretty good season from Yuki Tsunoda. He will feel hard done by that he has not got that Red Bull seat. Is what it is. Right. Up next, we've got Lewis Hamilton. Really poor season for me. I'm going to put him. I'm going to put him behind Magnussen. Like his qualifying was abysmal. And, he won a few races and he had some really great races, some really great overtakes and things like that. But he's bad, and the only people defending his season will be Hamilton fanboys. Even Hamilton himself's admitted how shit he's been. He literally wanted people to replace him. So I mean, it's nowhere near getting the bin, but by his illustrious standards, it's pretty poor. Up next, Max Verstappen. Going to put him up there. That simple. Up next, we got Oscar Piastri. Had the fastest car for most of the year. Didn't make it count. I'm actually just sick of F1 fans. Like this modern age of like these F1 fans. Like they seem to think every driver like you would be led to believe this season that Oscar Piastri has had a fantastic season and Norris has been shit. That but based off like Twitter and what people think. When the reality is, yeah, Piastri helped Norris out in a few races, let him through. But Piastri's not had the pace in about most of them. I'm going to put him below Shinoda, but it's closer to bad than it is great. Put it that way. Up next, we've got Charles Leclerc. Very unlucky this season. Just Ferrari will be kicking themselves for that like free race period. Him and Sainz crashed or got lapped. It's like what happened. A lot of wins, a lot of poles. Monaco and Monza, all absolutely fantastic to see Leclerc win them. Up next, we've got Pierre Gasly. I'm going to put Gasly in front of Russell. First third was pretty poor, but Jesus, the second end has been fantastic. Right, Lando Norris. I'm going to put him top of good because I look at Russell, I look at the two Ferrari drivers, you look at Verstappen, I look at Hamilton, Alonso, those guys. They would have won the drivers in this McLaren. They've won the constructors, and by no means is it a bad or a bin worthy season. I'm sick of people pretending that like they were fantastic because they really weren't. Sergio Perez, right there. Big Sergio, no, just no good enough, mate. Right, we have got Alexander Albon, top of bad for me, didn't really do much. Right, Esteban Ocon, fantastic in Brazil, but overall I thought it was pretty poor. Some really good results, but yeah, you can make it what you want and say what you want, but I don't really know if he was getting screwed by his team or not. So in there, Nico Hulkenberg, I am going to put. I'm actually going to put him above Gasly. I thought he was more consistent. More consistent. Up next with Fernando Alonso. Pretty good season. he did peter off in some of them. I will put him in front of Shinoda. Up next, got Danny Ricciardo. Bad. I'll put him behind Hamilton. Logan Sargent. Up next. Ben. Bottas. Bad. Show in front of Bottas, because you know what? He was worse than Bottas over the course of the season, but when it mattered, he delivered, so that's got to mean for something. Franco Colapinto, I would put in good. And then Liam Lawson, I would probably put top of bad. I think that's about bang on the money, folks. There we go.